Hi everybody, welcome. Tammy from Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. Today we're in the sewing room, YouTube corner, office, whatever you guys really want to call it. We are doing another knitting podcast. This is going to be episode 21. This is another rest of the thank you video. I was going to do that in two parts. So if you didn't see last week's was the first part of the thank you for the people who helped me through 2023, this first full year of me being in business. So today is going to be the second half of that. I have a few updates to the shop to go over. A lot of knitting progress. I have no new bags. I'm trying to just get rid of my bags that I have. The sale is still going on today, so if you guys have not caught it, there is an end of clearance sale, 50% off all Project and Notions bags that are in stock in the website. Can still get those. If you guys are interested, it goes on all day today. December 31st, it ends the end of the year. So take advantage of that. There is still some left. They are going kind of fast, but there is still some left into the shop. The other thing is I have some acquisitions to show. I also have a lot of knitting progress. I almost have a finished object. I could have got it done, but there was a couple of things that happened that I wasn't able to finish it, but it's like so close to being done. If this is something that interests you guys, stick around. Okay, so the first people that I want to thank is Around the Table Yarn for allowing me to have a trunk show at one of their retreats that they do in the summertime. They do it spring and summer, or winter and summer, I guess it is. And then also for allowing me to be in their store for a trunk show as well. I really appreciate them taking the time to want to get to know me and to help me as a small business to grow. So I really want to take the time to thank them and make sure that they realize how much it means to me that they, the support that they gave me over the year for this new business that I'm doing. So that was the first person I want to thank. The second group of people that I want to thank is Creekside Fabric, Quilts, and Yarns. Stephanie and her all of her employees there were so sweet to me when I went to her store for my trunk show. And actually with Stephanie, we are actually going to be doing some collaborating on some different things. She is mainly a sewing shop, but she does sell yarn, and she is selling my bags. She now has 2 locations, which the middle of January, her second location will open up. So there'll be 2 locations that you can get products from her for. And she's also agreed to carry my bags in her store, which is a wonderful, very encouraging for me that she's willing to do that. But we are going to be doing some things together, so you'll be seeing me tagged with information for her and me tagging information about her and for different things. So that is coming down the line here shortly for some of the things that I'm going to be doing for her. But I really appreciate Stephanie from Creekside Fabric, Quilts, and Yarns and all of her employees for the day that I got to spend there with them. They were wonderful. Got to learn a lot of different things. I was able to sit down and try out a bunch of new sewing machines, and I ended up buying one. So that's next week's video. I've unboxed it already, but I'm going to show you my new machine and talk about my new machine. Really thrilled about that, but I was able to work with Stephanie, and we were able to get a machine. So I've got that coming, and I really appreciate everything that they have done for me. The next place I would like to thank is Longtail Knits, Janine from Longtail Knits. All of these places that I called to do trunk shows, I didn't know any of them. I just got on the phone and I just started calling yarn shops that are about 2 hours or less than 3 hours from where I'm at, just so that I could ship stuff to them. And if I wanted to go and sit in a day and meet people it's an option for me to do that. That way they don't have to send the bags back to me, but they absolutely can. And it's been nice to be able to, and they're all very receptive of me coming the very last day to pick up the bags that they haven't sold and to sit and meet them and to meet their customers. Janine at Longtail Knits, it was so nice. I got there. She had all of my stuff out. She has a huge long table for sitting at and knitting. And there was so many of her customers that were there that day that I got to meet. And I love and enjoy sitting down and talking with customers and, just finding out what people are making. And I was able to, I think I said on one of the other episodes that I did, they had some spinners there. I had never seen anybody spin yarn. And there was a couple of spinners there. And then closer to the end of the day, we had a needle felter there. I had never seen how needle felting works or anything like that. So it was just really neat to see some of these things that I've never done, and so much stuff you can do with fiber. I know it's out there. It's just, I'm limited to what I can do. I sew and I knit, but as far as, getting yarn and doing anything like that, it's just, to, get the fiber and spin it and being able to do any of that. I just think that's amazing that people can do it. I don't know if I would have the tension and the patience to spin fiber. It seems like it's very relaxing, but I think for me, I would get kind of frustrated. And then it's like, if you spin it and you enjoy spinning it, then how are you going to knit it up? Because you're spinning and stuff. So it's just, there was a lot of stuff going on at her table, and it was just so nice to go and to meet her, to see her. Most everybody that I have gone to a trunk show for this year wants me back in 2024 for another trunk show. So we're working on that. And then I've got some other ones that I didn't get in this year that, we're going to work in the spring, in the summer, and we're just going to start doing some shows that way. So Longtail Knits was the third place that I needed to say thank you for supporting me this year and giving me the opportunity to come to your wonderful store and share my bags with your customers. Okay, so the next store that I want to thank is Have You Any Yarn shop in Amherst, New York. That was the very last trunk show that I did a couple of weeks ago. Ben, I had to think of what his name was. It wasn't coming to me right away. Ben, it was wonderful being able to, send my bags up to him. He put them out on display, and, contacted me during the week and asked if there was a couple of bags that I would make when I come up to bring, because he had some people that would like this or would like that. And I said, absolutely. So I made a couple of new bags. They've also agreed to carry some bags in their store. So they now carry a line of my bags in their store. And he carries my yarn cozies in his store also. So, which was very nice. I really am happy that most of my stores that I went into have agreed to carry some of my bags. They don't carry a lot, but they carry a few. And, you get somebody from out of town that stops there that, they're passing through and they're like, oh, a yarn store. And somebody from, Utah might find a bag in Buffalo that is actually from Erie, Pennsylvania. So you never know who's in, with a bag that is down in Tennessee. Somebody from in Pennsylvania might end up buying a bag when they're down in Tennessee, not realizing that it's made in Pennsylvania. So that is the fourth place that I want to thank. Okay, so the very last place I want to thank for allowing me to put my bags in their store is Cornbread and Honey Yarn Shop. She is a new brick and mortar. She's only been at her current location since October. I had reached out to her to see if she would be willing to do a trunk show, and she just said that right now I'm not that busy and I don't want to waste your time to do it. She says, but you know, if you want to put a few bags in here on consignment, we'll see how they go. You're welcome to. So I did. I put a few bags in there, and we've had really good success with the bags being, you know, in the store. So, and we're also going to be, we've got some stuff, we're going to be working on some things down the line and doing a couple of collaborations with her for different things, but that is, that's in the works. And, you know, when we figure out what we do want to do and finalize things, we will start posting and letting people know what's going on with that. But I appreciate her allowing me to put bags in her store. So that was the last person that I need to thank. And I really appreciate all of you who have supported me this year. And I appreciate all of these shops who have supported me, reached out, opened their doors for me to come in, show my product, and being able to sell it and get my product out there in front of knitters, crafters, crocheters, people who are out in doing this kind of stuff that, you know, this is the bags are designed for that. So I'm so happy and so thrilled with the response that I have gotten from all of you and from all of the stores that I was in. Wonderful. And I really appreciate, and I thank you for allowing Tammy's Homesteading Crafts to come into your shops, and for you supporting me, and thank you for allowing me to have a wonderful year. Okay, so now that we're done with thank yous, I want to talk about some of the things that we have going on in the shop. Like I said, we have no new bags going on in the shop, but we do have a number of new stitch stoppers. Okay. These are, I'm just showing you two of the cute ones that I got. There was probably 25 new ones that I got the other day. So if you guys are interested, you stop over to the website. The information is always linked below. And also all the information for the shops that I talked about, all of their information will be linked down below, so you can have a website to get to them. Their their social media accounts, everything will be linked down below, so you guys can find all of those stores that I was talking about. So if you want to support them, the information will be excuse me, will be down below. Okay, so the first ones that I have, I think these are really cute. These little pink snowmen. They just have that cute little face. This is like the face that they're getting on all of the snowmen lately. But we've got these. Now, I don't have a lot of these. I only got a couple of these in the shop, but they're there. First come, first serve. I'm probably not going to get any more snowmen just because we're getting to the end of the... We're really not getting to the end of the year. We're only in January, getting into January here. But I really don't want to do any more snow. I'm almost kind of hoping it doesn't really snow this year. But, you know, if it does, it does. Okay, the next thing I got is some hot pink mittens with a snowflake on them. These were really cute. You could get them in a bunch of colors, but I just figured I'd get some hot pink ones, just something different. But again, I only got a few of these. Some of the ones I got, I didn't get very many of them. I just got a couple to show. We've got St. Patty's Day on the website. We've got Valentine's Day on the website, and we've got Easter on the website. I put those on. I figured I might as well get them on. People like to buy early. I'm working on my Valentine's Day bags now, so hopefully by the middle of January, I'll be able to have my Valentine's Day bags out, or even next week or something, I'll be able to have some of my Valentine's Day bags out, and they'll be available in the shop for you guys to purchase and have before Valentine's Day this year. I got really sick last year after Christmas, and I was down for 2 weeks and wasn't able to do any type of sewing. So this year we made it through Christmas not being sick, which was wonderful. And we are I'm looking forward to getting into using my new sewing machine and making a bunch of new bags. So that is pretty much it for the updates. Like I said, if you guys are looking for unique stitch stoppers. I have some cool ones that I got on the website. There's a bunch of different ones. You know, there's some Harry Potter ones. There's some sports related ones, all different kinds. So if those are something you guys are looking for, other than just knitting related ones, which I have a few, but most of them are more character related to match the bags that I have. That's what I'm trying to do when I do the stitch stoppers, to do character related bags that will match, or stitch stoppers that will match my bags that I have. So that is it for updates to the website. Again, there is still a sale going on all day today. If I still see that I have quite a few bags left, I might extend it to the first week of January, just to try to get it through the first week of January. I'm just trying to get rid of some of the extra stock that I have so that I don't have it all. But I'd really appreciate it if you guys want a bag. I mean, there's nothing wrong with these bags. They're not a defect or anything. I just want to try to get rid of some of these seasonal bags that I have. And you know, just to be able to get rid of them. I have a whole line of new fabric that I want to pull out. And I just want to have those in the shop. You know, I want to have the new bags in the shop and not the old ones. And I'm probably, once some of the stuff comes out, I'm probably going to remove some of the pictures on the website just so that there's not so many that say sold out, and different things like that. But, you know, I've got Valentine's Day bags coming in, and I've got some St. Patty's Day bags, and Easter bags will be coming in. So I've got those to add in as well, and I would just want to kind of blow out the ones that I have here so that I just don't have them sitting in the shop for forever. But, so that is it for updates to the website. Now let's get into some knitting. Okay, so let's get into the knitting that we have. My newest project I started last week or the week before, I can't remember, because it wasn't, I had just cast it on, I remember, when I was working on it. But this is my bandana cowl that I was doing. My friend got me this yarn for my birthday, and I thought I'm going to do something with it for myself. I'm not going to do anything, nobody else is going to get anything out of it. It's going to be just me. So I really like it. So fall colors. I am almost done with it. I am on the last few rows of the ribbing on the neck. Oops. I cast it on, I started knitting on it, and I kind of cast it on and I started waiting for when I was driving to New York, or we're traveling to New York State for Christmas, because I was like, you know what? I'll be at a spot where I can just knit back and forth and I won't have to worry about it. And yeah, it was excuse me. It was definitely something to keep me busy on the ride up and the ride back. It was dark, so we didn't have anything to do there. But yeah, so I've got that. Like I said, if there was some things didn't happen yesterday, this would be off the needles and I would have an FO. But that's okay. We'll get it done. It's one more round, maybe 2 more rounds on there, and then we can cast off. So we will be cast off in a short amount of time with this. And of course, that's in one of my little wrist bags, which are in the shop, and they are not on sale. It's just all the big project bags and all the little notions bags that are on sale, but these little wrist bags are not on sale. But I do have a few in the shop, but I keep adding more to the shop as well. Okay, so the next thing, let's talk about my Love Note sweater. I really do like the way this is turning out. And I am almost, well, I am at the stage where I can start doing the, there's a little bit of decreasing. I don't know. Yeah, I had to start marking. I'm doing some short rows here, and then I will put the ribbing on the bottom of it. So it is pretty much the length that it's supposed to be. It's a little bit longer because I do like my sweaters a little bit longer, even though this is supposed to be worn over top of like a sundress type thing or a t-shirt dress, like a maxi dress or something like that. They're supposed to be worn over with the longer sleeves, or you can wear it with a long t-shirt if you have a long t-shirt to put this on over top of as a sweater. And then of course I still have to do my sleeves, which is not a big deal. But yeah, got quite a bit of work done on this. This was where I was last week when I showed you guys when I knit. I went and I put the stitch marker in while we were talking, and that's where I got. So that's like 4 inches. But when you're just knitting in the round, 4 inches doesn't seem, it doesn't take that long to do when you're just knitting around and around and around. So I probably should put another stitch marker today so that I have it. And I can make sure that I am, well, if I can get it off here. Okay. Probably wasn't the best one to use. It's orange. Oh well. We'll see it. But that's where I'm at with my sweater. Looking really good. I love it. And I will be able to hopefully I've got this week that I've taken off of sewing. Not really doing anything major in sewing as far as adding to the website. I am doing a little bit of sewing and doing a few things here and there, but I'm not adding anything to the website. So I've been trying to get a lot of knitting done, caught up on the knitting that I have, because I just want to get some stuff off the needles. And there's so much stuff that I want to cast on, and I just don't know where to go. Not that I got OCD, but I got OCD a little bit because I don't like to have this many unfinished projects. I just want to get some things off the needles. And I also still want to cast on my Easy V. That's a sweater that I wanted to wear it this year, and I did get to wear it one time before I destroyed it. But I want to get it cast on again and work on that. So that's another thing I want to get on the needles, but I don't want to have 2 or 3 sweaters on the needles. My newest project is going to be on the needles for a while, and I know that, but that's okay. I'm okay with that one because I'm trying to finish up and use scraps of yarn that I have so that I'm not throwing them away. But like my shawl, I mean, I'd love to be wearing my shawl right now and it's not finished. The Easy V sweater, or not the Easy V, but the Love Note sweater, I could be wearing that now, but it's not finished. So those are things I kind of want to get off the needles. And if I start the Easy V and work on that all summer or in the spring and part of the summer, I hopefully can get it finished to be able to wear it next year. I would love to be able to wear it next year and actually wear it in more than once. So, I mean, I had not a lot of Christmas knitting to do, but I had some, and it just, just trying to get things, made. I'm not one of those people that makes way far in advance because I don't think of what I need to make. So, it's just one of those things. But the next project, let me get a drink. Okay. The next is my Optimist shawl. And this, I am now on to the second part of it, where I got all of my, I call them eyeballs, all of those little wrap stitches done. And I'm now on to just stocking it with a wrap stitch. So the wrap stitch that I have to do now will be in the solid burgundy. So it'll be opposite of what these ones were down here. So all the stockinette here was the burgundy, and then the wrap stitches were the variegated. Now we're doing the variegated, which I like this color in the longer pieces of variegated. I like the way it's turning out. I did not like it when I started out with it. because it just didn't look right down here at the very bottom. But I do like the way it is, the colors coming out and like striping a little bit, micro striping along. I do really like that. So that's where I'm at. I'm working on this. It's 3 repeats of this pattern here with the stockinette and then the wrap and turns. 3 of those repeats, and then there's one other thing with back and forth where you're using both colors for like 2 rows of this and then a wrap and turn, or 2 rows of this, a row of this, 3 rows of this, something like that, like a striping pattern that goes after this 3 rows of wrap and turn in stockinette. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this knit. I love the new designs that I'm using and being able to do that. But this one I really want to wear, so I want to get this off the needles here soon. So this, I've been working a lot on it, and I probably will work even more on it. Once I get my Love Note sweater decreased doing, and it's only a few rows here and there. I think it's like 2 or 3 rows back that they kind of do a little bit of a taper, and then you start your ribbing. Once I do the ribbing, I could do that at a knit group where I'm not worried about talking of anything. This I can do now at a knit group because I'm not, when it's in the stockinette stage. Now when I do my wrap and turns, it's 2 rows of wrap and turn, and I just have to count. I just try not to do those when I'm with a bunch of people, because I tend to forget how many turns, how many I'm wrapping, and how many I've counted, and it's a lot of extra work. So I don't know if I'll be taking that tomorrow when I go to knit group or not. It all depends on how much I get done on it tonight. I think I'm almost to the point where I need to do a wrap and turn, and if I am, and I'm at the point where I can just do knit back and forth for, 10 rows, I can be fine. Because there's a lot of stitches on there. There's probably 230 stitches each row back and forth. So it's quite long. It doesn't, it's not real quick to knit across one way and then knit back. And there's only a little pattern in the middle. So yeah, it's pretty easy to follow on that pattern. I pretty much got it memorized what I have to do. So then the newest project, because I'm not sure I think I might have cast this on. I can't remember if I had this even cast on last week. I think I did. I must have started it. Didn't get very far. But I'm just holding all of my sock yarn, and I wanted something that started with, an angle and worked up, because I had a lot of this was only a small little tiny ball that I had, it wasn't a lot, but I'm like, it was too much to throw away, but not enough to do anything with. So I was like, well, if I could start with this, and then the next one wasn't very much there, and neither were these, and now we're getting to the point that we have a little bit more left of stuff. But this is the next pattern. Like I said, I was just trying to do things, and this is the pattern that they show in it. It is called the Road Trip Shawl. It's what I started out doing, but I have a whole nother idea of what I'm going to do, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm going to do it on this shawl, because I think it would be really, really neat to be able to do this on this shawl. So with that being said, I know this won't be done for a year, because the plan that I'm doing is going to take me a year to do it. But hopefully I will have enough yarn, and like I said, I'm just using leftover scraps of stuff. And if I get to the point where I need to add in something else, and of course I'm knitting constantly with stuff, and I'll have leftover yarn here, leftover yarn there, that I can just keep putting into this thing, all season of all of this leftover yarn. So that's what I plan on doing, just to being able to use what I have left over, so that I don't have this whole bin of just leftover. Now, if it's a decent amount of leftover yarn, and I think, oh, like solid colors, I use solid colors, but a lot of my variegateds, once I use them for this or for that, I don't know what I'm going to use them for again. So unless I really have an idea, and a lot of stuff calls for a full skein, or it's you know, you've got a full skein, or you have, you know, you need, you know, I don't know, it just, you know, I can't think right now about what I need, but so that's why I figure I have all of these that I've used, and there's a lot left, but it's not a full skein. I mean, I've made a couple of projects with it, but you know what? I can put it in this blanket or this shawl and have it, and it'll be a nice shawl for me to have. And of course, I'm holding it double, so it's a nice, it's going to be a DK weight shawl for me to have here up in my office to be able to wear, and I can just keep adding on to it as I go. You know, this is a real low add-on. You add on 1 stitch every 2 rows. So you knit across and you increase, and then you knit back. And so you're only increasing 1 time. So it's a real slow increase. And I could make it so that it increases faster, but I really don't need it to increase faster. You know, I mean, this is fine the way it's increasing here. But yeah, I'm just trying to do different things with it, adding in and getting rid of a lot of the color that I have so that I can just use stuff. I mean, I have a ton of little balls of yarn that, you know, I don't know what I would use them for. They weren't enough to do anything with. Maybe heels, toes, cuffs. And some of the variegate or some of the solid I could use, but I don't know. I've used it 2 or 3 times and stuff, and I don't want to. So I've got a lot of mini skeins that are solids that I've got that I don't even have in here that I pulled aside because I was like, oh, I might use that for like a cuff, you know, a cuff on a sock. If I have enough in 2 little balls to do a cuff on the socks, or is that enough to do the toes on a pair of socks? So that's what I plan on doing. I have some of those set aside, but I'm just trying to use up these that I have. Like I said, I've made socks with all of these, and I'm just ready to get all of this little section of yarn gone so that it's out of the way. That is all for my whips that I have. Had no finished objects. We'll have 1 next week. Maybe a second. I might get to work on that shawl enough and get a bunch of it done. We'll see. I mean, it is only December 26th. So I still have a good 4 to 5 more days if we're just going to be sitting in the house doing nothing. I'll be able to get some stuff done. But those are the kind of days when I don't have anything else to do that I try to want to sew. So we'll see what we can get done. So let's talk about our acquisitions and some of the Happy Mail that we got, and the idea that I have for this project right here. The new idea that came along. Like I said, this was the road trip shawl. This is the one that I picked out to do. But I'm going to change it up a little bit. Still kind of going to increase 1 stitch at a time, but I have something else that I'm going to do, and I'm really excited about that. So let's get into our acquisitions. Well, of course, you guys know I signed up this year for Kimber's Cozy Creations, her monthly colorway, and I got that all month long, or all year. I started it in May, I think. April or May. Might have been, I think I started it in May. And so I was able to get, you know, most of the year. I didn't get the whole year, but I was able to get most of the year. And I really liked it. She actually does have the sign up going on. It ends early sign up. You can still do the monthly sign up, but like for the whole year, for the monthly subscription, she's got a sale going on right now. If you get it before the end of the year, so today would be the last day, December 31st. If you get it by today, you get a discount if you sign up for the whole next year. And she charges you monthly for it. So that's something to think if you're looking for a yarn, a monthly yarn subscription. That is, I've been very, very happy with the yarn that I picked from her. And I picked the same base because I really like the base. But all this year I went with the tonals instead of the variegated because I thought, you know what, I could use some tonals around so that I have some stuff to mix with other things. Every now and then I would like a solid and a tonal to go do something. So I picked the tonal. Now she did say in her on Instagram that if you wanted to change out, so if you saw the color, the design coming out when she shows the pictures for that month, if you thought you wanted a variegated, you could reach out to her, message her, and tell her that, hey, could I have the variegated this month instead of the tonal? She's willing to change something like that, which I think that's really, really cool. But yeah, I signed up again another year. Like I said, I was happy, very, very happy with my subscription with her last year. I loved every colorway that she put out. Not upset with any of them. Some, yes, I would not have picked, but I love the color. I mean, it's just not something that I would pick, but I will be using it without a doubt in something. But she gave us a little pin this year. So this was the very last pin that we got. Just got a snowflake on it for the seasons. So it's a nice little pin. I'm hoping that's right in the camera where you guys need to see it. It's hard to tell because I video where I can't see myself because I can't talk to myself. So I'm hoping I only see these when I go and edit if they turned out. This month was the stitch stoppers or the stitch markers. I always say stitch stoppers because it's on my brain. The stitch markers we got were really cute. They were like frosted globes, and then of course you have the extra the light bulb stitch markers, which you can never have too many of them. I'm always losing them, you know, and every now and then somebody's like, oh, I need a stitch marker. You don't mind giving those away because you can get them so cheap. But some of these other ones you might really not want to give away because you really like. But I loved how she did she made the little cards and took time. I mean, this all took a ton of time for her to do these little cards, to put these on, glued them up, made them. I mean, these were really cute. The time that she took on making all these things and getting the stitch markers made and everything was, the detail was there, and I really appreciate the amount of detail that she put into the stuff. And of course, you know, you could get, you know, there's extras that you can get and extras you don't. But then she also gave us a little extra and a thank you. And this is just a gold, it's got a stone on there. And then it looks like it's a wrapped piece of candy, a gold little stitch marker that she put in there as a thank you for having your subscription this year. And I thought that was really nice. Just a little extra that you weren't expecting inside your package. So that was another little extra that we had, which was really, really cute. So those are the stitch markers and that we got. Now, she showed the yarn, so it shouldn't be a spoiler for any amount. Everybody should, by the time this comes out, it'll be almost the first of the year. Everybody should have had theirs and looked at their yarn. If you're getting her subscription and you haven't gotten your yarn yet or haven't looked at it, look away, because I am going to show you the yarn now. And I absolutely love it. It's called Winter Wonderland. And she did a wonderful job. The blues, the purpley pink, and whites. It's just pretty. I cannot wait to see a lot of the way this knits up. There's the name, the colorway. I'm hoping you guys can see that. And then of course her tag here. And this is her This was the Casey in the Wild. That's what she called this creation this year. Next year's is going to be a year in color, which I already love the color of January. If you guys, she had spoilers if you guys wanted to see, and she put, if you guys want to see the color, swipe to the right. If you don't swipe anymore. Because she put it like third in, so it would take a while before it got pulled out to the end. But yeah, I think I'm going to love having those as tonals. They seem like they're going to be just what I've been wanting for some tonals and to add with stuff. But I absolutely love this color. It's really pretty. It reminds me that with the colors that she picked, and when you looked at the whole thing together, this was like a winter wonderland. And this, she hit it. She hit it right on the head. This is just beautiful. So that's my only real acquisition. The next thing I want to talk about was me and my girlfriends, we exchange gifts at Christmas. We've been doing it for like 30 years. And it's getting, you know, I mean, my friend, one of them crochets and the other one does some crafting stuff. But mainly, you know, I do the knitting. She does the crocheting, and, you know, we just exchange something little here and there. And it's getting harder and harder to know what to get each other. Trying to make new things, design new things. I usually make them socks, slippers, and they usually both enjoy them. But my girlfriend this year got me this Knitting Stitches calendar. It's a desk calendar. 366 new stitches. So I figured, since I'm going to get a new stitch every day, I'm going to use this in my shawl. Now, like this January 1st, it's a multiple of 4 sets. So, you know, I don't have to do the whole thing. I mean, I'll do the 4 rows and I'll do the 1 set through there. And then, you know, I mean, I'm going to try, can't guarantee this is going to happen, but I'm going to try to do them each day. Day 2 is a multiple of 10. So there's 10 in that repeat. 10 different stitches to get it to go. But that one's a little bit of color work. And I could hold color. I mean, I've got multiple things to do. I could do a color work, which would give me 2 colors to go in. So I thought when I started looking at this, and I didn't realize when I looked at it, you know, of course I didn't open it when I was at her house. I opened it when I got home, and it was a year of knitting stitches. I was like, oh, okay, so it's just going to tell me, you know, about knitting, you know, maybe some different stitches patterns here. I didn't figure it was going to be a new one every day, for one. But but the best thing about it is there is a website on the bottom of this that I can download all of these stitches. I can go to their website and I can download all the stitches that are in this thing. So if there's a stitch that I absolutely love that I want to have in my arsenal, I can download it so that I have the whole thing out, printed out. So I just thought that was so cool. I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm going to finish it that way, but that's what I'm going to try. You know, maybe I'll find one stitch in here that I absolutely love, and it's like, oh, I want to finish it with that. It's my shawl. It's never going to leave the house. It's just going to be a shawl for me to wrap around me when I'm upstairs in my office and it's cold and I need to stay warm. But yeah, so I thought that would be a kind of a cool way, for one, to learn new stitches this year, to learn something new, because I'm sure there's a lot of stitches in here that I've never done. And I tend to shy away from detailed stitches, because it's like, oh, I don't know how to do it, so I'll just stay to the same old. Like when I do my socks, I stick with a vanilla sock because it's easy and I don't have to read the pattern, which means I don't have to take my tablet with me every time I go anywhere. I know what I'm doing. Once I get past the, I can do the ribbing, do the length of my sock, do my heel flap. I need my tablet for that, but once I pick up for my gusset and go on, I don't need it anymore. I just need my sock roller. When I get to a certain length, then I start decreasing for the toe. And I know what I have to do, and I don't have to read a pattern. So I tend to stay with my vanilla sock pattern because it's just an easy pattern to do. It's not detailed. So that's, this shawl was going to be my use up yarn and to learn new stitches. And since I got this is going to help me to learn new stitches while I use up all of that sock yarn that I have that I don't know what I'm going to use it for other than what I've already put it in. So that's my plan, is use this for new stitches to make my shawl big and beautiful. Well, that's it. I don't have any other acquisitions, anything else to talk about. The sale on the website is still going on. It ends today at midnight, basically, 11:59. It goes off. So if Eastern Standard Time, so if you are watching today and you still want to get project bags and notions bags 50% off, they're still available. Like I said, if I still feel that I have too many that I want to carry through to the next year, then I might extend it. But I don't know. I mean, I have some not Valentine's Day. I have some Halloween and fall and Thanksgiving Day bags still available. For those of you who might want to get them at a discount. Also, they are 50% off. The yarn cozies for Halloween are 50% off. And even the Halloween stitch stoppers are 50% off right now. Still, end of the year, I'll stop doing the stitch stoppers at 50% off. So if anybody's interested in those, they're still on sale at that point. But yeah, mostly just bags are on sale at 50% off. But yeah, so I think that's it for today's video, guys. I hope it wasn't too long. I don't know. Like I said, I can't watch myself, can't look at a clock when I do this. I just have to start talking and do it and be done with it. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of knitting done. Plan on getting quite a bit more knitting done this week. Just enjoying spending time with family and friends and getting out there. It is New Year's Eve, so I hope you guys have a safe and happy New Year's, and I will see you in 2024. Thank you so much for all of the support you gave me this year. I appreciate it, whether it was on my YouTube channel, whether it was in the website by buying bags, or whether it was just sharing all of the content that I put out on social media so that people who follow you might see something and end up following me or buying from me because they see something on your feed. So I appreciate all of you who do that for me. And as always, I will see you next year. Have a wonderful day. Bye.